Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Teachin, Merced County Superintendent of Schools, and it's my pleasure to welcome each of you to the 2019 Merced County Excellence in Education Awards ceremony. Tonight, you'll meet 18 individuals who represent the profession's best of the best in the largest honors competition for education in the state. These people exemplify the qualities of thousands of teachers, administrators, and school employees who work with Merced County's 60,000 students every day. As you all know, in order to build relationships with kids, it's paramount that students feel connected to their school. This connection happens when students believe that the adults in the school care about their learning and about them as individuals. Critical elements for feeling connected include high academic rigor, expectations coupled with support for learning, positive interactions, and physical and emotional safety. Increasing the number of students connected to their school improves critical accountability measures. Strong scientific evidence demonstrates that increased school connection decreases absenteeism, fighting, and bullying while promoting educational motivation, classroom engagement, school attendance, and graduation rates. The individuals we honor tonight are people who build those kinds of relationships with their students and families. This evening is designed to focus public attention on the people who teach in Merced County's classrooms and those who support the instructional programs, manage schools, and lead staff. The individuals here tonight were each selected by their own schools, districts, or departments, and they exemplify the dedication, professionalism, and caring that leads to student success. At this time, please stand and welcome Lancers 4-H for their presentation of colors, along with Abby Samuelson from Hoover Middle School for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey, let's give Abby one more round of applause. Isn't that great? And let's thank the Lancers 4-H for their presentation of the colors too. Thank you, Lancers. Tonight's event would not take place without the enormous support of the Educational Employees Credit Union. EECU has supported educational employee recognition programs for many years, not only in Merced County, but in Fresno, Tulare, Madera, and Kings County as well. EECU's sponsorship is the reason we're able to gather tonight for the 14th year in a row. Let's give them a round of applause. Now let's welcome a true supporter and friend of education, Educational Employees Credit Union President and CEO, Beth Dooley.
Well, thanks so much, Steve, and it's great to be here again this evening. We at Educational Employees Credit Union are thrilled to be here to partner with the Merced County Excellence Office of Ed to present this Excellence in Education program. As Steve mentioned, this is our 14th year, and we're really pleased to be here. Before, we move on, I'd like to take a few moments to recognize the superintendent and his staff. This is an amazing event that's put on each year, and as you can imagine, there's lots of time and effort that has to go into it to put an evening together like this. So please join me in recognizing Steve and his staff. I'd also like to take a few moments to recognize some folks who are very important at EECU who allow us to put this evening on as well. Joining us this evening from our board of directors is our chair, Mike Snell. From our supervisory committee, we have William Clark. And from our associate volunteer program, we have Brad Stevens. We also have a couple folks who are super critical, particularly to the Merced area, and that's the branch manager and assistant branch manager from Merced. Our branch manager is Leslie Haywood, and our assistant branch manager is Jamie Aguirre. And to allow us to do some of the great things that we do in this area, we have our community relations officer, Joe Doylan, who's here this evening. And a number of other folks from our management team have also joined us. They're all super critical to allowing our organization to be able to participate in events like this. So I'd like to thank them for their efforts as well. So thanks, you guys. You know, I really enjoyed coming to this event, probably in part because I have family members in education. My mom was a teacher, and so I know that teaching is not a job, it's a passion. The people who do this really, truly care about their students, and they give 100% every day. So I love to be here to recognize those folks. The administrators, school employees, and school employees and teachers who are here this evening do an amazing job helping their students to excel each and every day. So it really is an honor for us to be here to recognize them, and I think it's a great opportunity for the community to recognize all that they do for their students on a regular basis. So we're thrilled to be part of this event. So please join me in recognizing everybody, all the honorees and winners for this evening. They've done a fabulous job. So on behalf of EECU, we're thrilled to be able to honor all of you, to congratulate all of you, and thank all of you for what you do for all the kids in this community. So thanks.
Thanks again, Beth and EECU, for sponsorship for this elegant evening and your support of all the employees of Merced County and the schools districts here in Merced County. It's always a pleasure to introduce local dignitaries from Merced County. They're dedicated and steadfast in their commitment to the children of our county and a great asset to the many programs offered by our 20 school districts and the Merced County Office of Education. Let's welcome these folks. I've got a list here of folks that I know that have come in tonight, and I'm afraid I might miss someone, so if I do, I apologize ahead of time. Some of the member Adam Gray is represented tonight by Bernice. Bernice is out there. Someone can bring the house lights up because I can't see. Belinas, is Bernice out there? Bernice, give us a wave. There you are in the back. We have three of our supervisors from Merced County Board of Supervisors. Lloyd Pereira, Lloyd, District 4. Lee Lohr, is that District 2? And Darren McDaniel. Darren, where are you out there? Somewhere. It's in my eye. Representing Congressman Jim Costa, Jaylene Gutierrez. Jaylene, where are you? Thank you for being here representing the Congressman. From the city of Los Banos, Deborah Lewis, District 4. Deborah, thank you for being out here tonight. And from the city of Merced, Mayor Mike Murphy. Mayor, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us this evening to recognize the excellent work of our staffs, teachers, and administrators. It's a privilege and honor to introduce our Master of Ceremonies this evening, Paul Loeffler. Paul is widely respected and well known throughout San Joaquin Valley. A native of Los Banos, Paul has always considered the Valley his home. He's a radio play-by-play announcer for KFIG Radio and is the voice of the Fresno State Bulldogs. Paul hosts Hometown Heroes, which is a one-hour weekly radio program that shines a spotlight on history through the eyes of those that lived it during America's World War II years and spotlights those veterans. Paul once competed in the Scripps National Spelling Bee and has served as ESPN's analyst in 2019 for the 14th year. So I try not to spell in front of him. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Merced County welcome to Paul Loeffler, Master of Ceremonies. Paul, welcome.
Hey, it's great to be here. I can't see you though. I don't know how many of you are out there. It's always so much fun to be back here. Oh, the lights! Wow, beautiful. I missed this event last year, and I really did miss it. It's always a pleasure to come here and to celebrate something that doesn't get celebrated often enough. Not just our teachers, but everybody who works in education. As the father of a 15-year-old and 13-year-old, I certainly understand the importance and the value of education, and I'm so glad we get to celebrate all of you tonight. And I just love this building. It brings back memories for me. I remember watching Hoosiers in this theater, and that's how old I am, that I was a kid when that came out. And if you ever get a chance to come backstage, it's got the coolest spiral staircase you've ever seen. So with that said, it really is truly an honor to be here tonight, to have the chance to be a part of this in Merced County with the Excellence in Education Awards ceremony. This event, for those of you who don't know, stems from the California Department of Education. The California Teacher of the Year program highlights educational innovation, student learning, and the rewards of teaching. I know you teachers know there are rewards. Further, the program attracts public attention to the positive aspects of our educational system. Teacher quality, recruitment as well as retention ranks high on every educational agenda in the state of California. In 1972, California began recognizing outstanding teachers, and this program pays tribute to California's teaching force, the complexity of the challenges that confront our schools, and the need to promote collaboration and teamwork to meet those challenges. The process results in the annual selection of 5 experienced teachers throughout California who reflect the diversity of our teachers and our students. The overall purpose of the California Teachers of the Year program is to honor the profession chosen by 300,000 people in our state and to heighten the interest in teaching as a career. The program affords the opportunity to bring attention to teachers who successfully employ strategies to increase academic success and narrow that achievement gap with a range of diverse students. Here in Merced County, we began recognizing outstanding teachers just 13 years ago, and we're thrilled that during just the past few years, we're able to expand our recognition to include all school employees and also some amazing administrators. Tonight, we're going to introduce you to all of the district honorees, as well as highlighting the county winners for Merced County School Employee of the Year, School Administrator of the Year, and of course, Teacher of the Year. And I'd now like to recognize the 2019 Excellence in Education Selection Committee. These folks are people who took the time to read through the numerous applications to make that really difficult decision of selecting just the winners from a really highly qualified list of honorees. So here's our selection committee. From the UC Merced Resource Center for Community Engaged Scholarship, Steve Russos. We also have Irene Beatty, Associate Professor of Sociology at UC Merced. And also Sarah Kribari-Hill, Consultant from Core HR. Thank you for your time and support and that noble effort. Tonight's event would not have come together as beautifully as it has, and it's still coming together right in front of your eyes, without the hard work of our production staff. These people have spent countless hours during the past 6 months in preparation for the special evening that you're enjoying tonight. Those people are from EECU, Joe Doyland, Nicole Franzen, and Mark Perez. From MCOE, Stacy Arancibia, Nathan Cavedo, and the Educational Services staff. Let's give them all a round of applause. Yeah, you're ahead of me. So as you know, tonight we're hoping to capture the essence of what education is all about by highlighting the outstanding employees who go above and beyond to meet the needs of students here in Merced County. And as a token of thanks, each district winner is presented with a picture of the Excellence in Education sculpture, and the county winners will receive the commencement sculpture created by well-known sculptor and artist Clement Renzi. I'd like to take a moment to recognize Clement Renzi, who passed away 10 years ago. That's hard to believe. When I started doing this event, he would come every year with his wonderful wife, Dorothy. They were both World War II veterans and so talented. And Clem Renzi is known in Merced, in Fresno, throughout the valley. His work can be seen in government buildings, education sites, and hospitals. And locally here in Merced, you can see his work in front of the Social Security building on the corner of Olive Avenue and M Street. His last piece of work in his career is the Teacher of the Year sculpture titled Commencement that adorns the entrance to the Merced County Office of Education. He worked diligently to create a sculpture that depicted what Merced County education represents, which is teachers supporting students. And that life-size statue would not have been possible without the generous support of Educational Employees Credit Union. Their donation to this project has allowed us to move forward with adding a permanent work of art for everyone in our community to enjoy. EECU continues to show the Valley how important education is to them, and we are extremely thankful for all that they do for us. And I can say that personally. I'm a huge fan of EECU, and I know you guys are too, so let's give them a big round of applause. All right, I know you all have your programs, so now we're going to meet the people in those programs, the 18 honorees who we consider Merced County's finest. We're going to meet them one by one as they come up on stage, and then we will have 3 special video vignettes of our county winners. The videos you're going to see, if you've been here before, you know this, are the work of the outstanding MCOE Merced Educational Television, which we all know as MeTV. You guys are good. Please join me in acknowledging Dylan McMullen and Nate Gomes for their hard work and creativity. So without any further delay, let's meet these folks one by one. Our first Excellence in Education Award honoree is from the Atwater Elementary School District. Sandra Scheiber is the superintendent. Sandra, can you stand to be recognized? Thank you. Esmeralda Sanchez is the office manager at Peggy Heller Elementary. It is important, she says it's important to her that students and parents feel welcome on campus. She addresses each one of them by name, and she wants to create a connection between home and school. And just that small gesture lets the students know that they really are important. And it lets the parents know they can feel safe leaving their children in the school's care. Esmeralda has a heart for education, and even though she's not in the classroom, she contributes daily to the education of students. She's always there to cheer on students in whatever capacity they need. Esmeralda supports the staff by assisting with their requests and ensuring that they all have the tools required. She is also the president of the Classified Union. That role has many important duties: meetings, communications, contract negotiations. I just looked at the superintendent, I don't know why. She encourages growth in many employees by pushing them to get their degrees or apply for new positions. Let's all congratulate Esmeralda Sanchez. Our next honoree is from the Delhi Unified School District. Adolfo Malara is the superintendent. Adolfo, there he is. Marta Fontes is an office manager for both Delhi High School and Delhi Middle School. Both school sites lean on her for the coordination of events, calendar management, website management, school communication, and utilization of the school information system, ARIES. In addition to her regular duties, Marta wears quite a few hats. She often jumps in as attendance clerk, registrar, health clerk, scheduling assistant, snack bar manager. We leaving anything out, Marta? She assists where needed because she wants to ensure a successful day or event for the benefit of the students, the staff, and of course the parents. Her coworkers say that she is proactive in anticipating rising administrative needs. She takes initiative to go beyond the expected parameters of her profession, and she remains calm during stressful situations. How many of you can say that? As the lead, she wants to build capacity of her team and share her knowledge. So congratulations, Marta Fontes. All right, our next district is the Dos Palace Oraloma Joint Unified School District. The superintendent is Justin Miller. Justin, can you stand up for us? There he is right there. All right. As the payroll technician at the district's office, it is Melissa Marshall's job to work with all of the employees in the district. Melissa is the right person for the job since she was born and raised in Dos Palace, and she loves working within her community. It's important that she keeps an open door policy with her staff and the employees that she serves. And she strives to maintain confidentiality for employees so that they feel secure to do their jobs. Although she doesn't always interact with students directly, Melissa knows that her impact on the employees goes a long way and ultimately reflects an environment for students to thrive. Her coworkers say Melissa's best qualities are the ability to adapt to any situation, her sense of humor when needed, and her loyalty to the district and the community. So let's congratulate Dos Palace's Melissa Marshall. Anybody know who's next? Anybody from Gustine? The Gustine Unified School District Superintendent is Brian Ballinger. Brian, can you stand? Cohinda Corona is an attendance clerk at Gustine Elementary School. Her friends and family lovingly know her as Coy. In her position as attendance clerk, she's able to help families find solutions to chronic absenteeism by working with parents and students and explaining the importance of attending school daily and being on time. When working with families about ongoing attendance issues, Coy is in constant communication with the students and the parents. That allows her to build relationships with them and help them understand that attendance really is crucial to getting a good education. No way around it. One of her colleagues believes that the key to Coy's success is her human kindness. She's respectful to every parent she contacts when verifying an absence, and she sends students to class with encouraging words when met with a tardy slip. That's not how it was when I was in school. Not that I was ever late. Coy is also described as approachable, flexible, and a yes person to last-minute requests. Staff regularly approach her with needs because she knows the students and the families so well. So let's congratulate Coy Corona. All right, our next district is the Merced County Office of Education Educational Services Department. Assistant Superintendent John Magnuson is here. John, can you stand up? As the educational liaison for the Foster Youth Services Program, it's Sandra Stevens' job to act as a liaison to all involved in the education of foster youth. She reviews student records and she advocates for their unique educational needs. She provides this advocacy so that these students are afforded the opportunity to be successful educationally, socially, and emotionally by ensuring their educational rights are met. Sandra provides assistance and training to all districts, to service providers, and to all the agencies that serve foster youth. Together, they consider the best interest of students when enrolling them in a school, or sometimes when a placement change is requested. The outcomes of those choices result in students staying in school, attaining a high school diploma, and ultimately succeeding in college and a career. Sandra works hard to ensure every foster youth is supported, and she wants them to know that they really do have someone in their corner. Congratulations to that person in their corner, Sandra Stevens. So up next, we have the Weaver Union School District. Superintendent is John Curry. John, where are you? Right there. Lena Garcia is the principal's secretary at Farmdale Elementary. Unfortunately, Lena could not be here tonight, but I get to brag on her a little bit. She had a family emergency, so if you know Lena, huddle around her and pick her up and take her award to her tonight, too. Lena is described as organized, prepared, flexible, and ever patient. Her strong example, hard work, and openness to new ideas has helped the staff at Farmdale Elementary develop into more of a school family. Rather than just co-workers, she's able to work seamlessly with all employees, whether they're administrators, classified, certificated, volunteers, parents, or students. Although Lena keeps the staff at the front of her mind, the Farmdale Fox students are her heartbeat. In addition to her many duties supporting the staff and students at her school, Lena single-handedly generated a huge community fundraiser event called Jump for Jalen for one of those students who was fighting cancer. She worked tirelessly to bring in thousands of dollars in donations to help with the family's medical bills. What the school community did not know is that her wedding was the very next day. Again, what would we do? She is a true giver, and Lena wanted to support her school family. So even though she's not here, we can give a big round of applause for Lena Garcia. All right, now I get to introduce Merced County's 2019 School Employee of the Year. He comes to us from the McSwain Union Elementary School District, and representing the district here tonight is Interim Superintendent Mike Cross. Mike? So Merced County's Employee of the Year is Lance Brewster. Lance is the custodian / bus driver at McSwain Elementary. And we get to watch a little video that will get to let you know Lance a little better. Let's take a look at the video.
I feel Lance was chosen as Employee of the Year due to his daily work. He's always willing to go out of his way to help students and staff. Things that may not be in his work description, he's always willing to participate when we have initiatives on campus. He always raises his hand and say, hey, here I am.
One word that I would use to describe Lance is that he is enthusiastic. He lives life large. He is never afraid to try anything new, and he's just a go-getter. I feel like the impact that he has on the staff and the students permeates through, and it is changing our school culture. And we've always been a great place to be. But I was thinking last night, I thought, if I was a kid and I got to come to school on Lance's bus, it would be a great way to start my day.
I was in on that conversation when we selected him, and it was kind of a no-brainer. He just really stands out because of all of the different things that he does do around campus. He's not just a bus driver custodian, he's a mentor and an uplifter of kids.
I know everyone has bad days. You would never know about Lance. He is always in a great mood. He always has a smile on his face, and it's contagious.
The best part of my job is so many things, but I think one of the best is the interaction with the kids. Basically, it's about 90% of my day I'm either driving them, I'm in the cafeteria with them, or I'm out on the yard with them. It's an amazing responsibility, and that's my favorite part of it. Before this, I spent almost 28 years in the communications business, and after a while I was not happy with it. It didn't really give me any more satisfaction. So once I left that, I found a little tiny article in the paper that said, no nights, no weekends, good benefits, good pay. I thought, well, let's give it a call. It was a school bus driver. Long story short, I spent a year cutting my teeth on getting my license. I'm going on my 6th year out here, and it is like the best 6 years.
His involvement starts at the beginning of the day, and he's the last person the kids see. So I think having someone like Lance with the attitude and the enthusiasm and caring about our school as much as he does is the perfect person for his position.
He just wants to be a part of everything. He doesn't just want to drive his bus and clean the cafeteria. He wants to be a part of this community. He's a true Mustang.
He's what you would hope that all the students and staff here are as a true Mustang.
Well, I can only imagine that he was chosen because he's a standout on our campus. He came at a time where we really needed some redirection, and it was very refreshing to have somebody like Lance part of that maintenance staff. And he is in a class of his own, without a doubt.
So who wants to ride Lance's bus? And who would like to hear from Lance with a few words? Lance Brewster, Merced County Employee of the Year. The mic is yours.
Woo! Wow. This is big. This is big. Even my notes say, pause until it gets awkward. So I'm just going to drink this in for a minute. I'm just going to look around. Just like, yes, like, okay, if I could see everybody, it'd be great. This is something else. It's like, wow. Okay, awkward enough. So, oh my goodness, this is, if lightning could strike twice, if I could ever do this again, it would be beyond my imagination. It's like this opportunity may never happen again, and it did, and I'm very thankful and very honored to be up here tonight. Go Mustangs! Okay, yes, yes. So if I were to read to you from a student's yearbook or a journal, and it said, yeah, I had a really good experience on the bus, the library and the media services were outstanding, the cafeteria was clean, the food people were awesome, our campus is really beautiful, the leadership is so helpful and knowledgeable, they know everything, and I also got braces this summer. Again, that could be any student's, but it's not. It's mine. Those are my experiences, and they still are, as a matter of fact. To get us here tonight, kind of what the video said, what led me to be standing up here right now, to receive this incredible honor, I kind of have to walk this back a bit just to kind of fill in the blanks. I was in upper management for a telecommunications company for almost 28 years. And I had to say goodbye to it. The industry no longer had any more appeal to it. It wasn't fun at all. I mean, I just got tired of it, so I quit. I walked away from a pretty good job, but that was my choice. And I would soon find out what a great choice it was. But not at first. Unemployment was kind of a drag for a couple months. I was the assistant manager for Porta Subs for 2 days. I got to keep the shirt and the badge, so there's a little bit of something to that. That was awesome. Yeah, I know, that was great. And like the video said, I seen a little ad in the paper, no nights, no weekends, good benefits, good pay. Called the number up, school bus driver. School bus driver. I thought, okay, school bus driver, t-shirt, shorts, sunglasses, forever. Yes, sign me up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drive a bus. And so I went to the training. I did all the testing. It consisted of about 3 drug tests, 2 fingerprint requests, a credit check, extensive background checks from the DMV, the CHP, the FBI, the DOJ, the NFL. Wow, no. Not the NFL. I was just on that and just make sure people are paying attention. I had to know at what point if I was going to be a pilot or a school bus driver. It's very robust. Come to find out, they're so thorough and so complete that I thought, you know what, if you're a parent and you're throwing your kids on the bus in the morning or afternoon, you know bus drivers are legit. They go through it, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm blessed and honored to be a bus driver, and I could go on about that, but I keep moving on here. So unbeknownst to me at the time, my purpose here at McSwain is much greater and much more fulfilling than anything I could imagine. And again, back to the honor part of it, being employed by McSwain, July 2014 was a game changer for me. To interject this part of the story, there was the question was, the job was diametrically different than anything I was used to or accustomed to, from an office environment to a very labor-intensive job. But truth be told, this school and my part in it has given me so much more satisfaction, as mentioned. And in the summer of 2016, a case of books showed up in our break room. A case of books called The Leader in Me by Sean and Steve Covey. And if you read it, it's awesome. And I thought, wow, this is right in my wheelhouse. This is, my then leadership wanted to have some feedback on it. I thought, okay, this is what I do. I thought this was it. It was a game changer that day. And at that point, I thought, you know what? I was thrilled. I'm going to embrace this culture that McSwain's looking for through The Leader in Me. And I went all out. I mean, all in. I thought I'm going to do the reading the book and developing what the book was, what entailed, and give back to the school that the school gave to me. It embraced everything that we were looking for through the books and through the culture part of it. And since then, I've contributed to regular tapings of our school's media outreach, the Mustang Daily that we do. I've read for the Battle of the Books. I was honored to be the guest speaker and conductor for the Polar Express. Next up, the North Pole. That was a bet. I did it, son. Okay. And other activities that benefited really all the kids, and how blessed I was to be part of that school's legacy. Very blessed. And did I say kids? Only the key ingredient in this whole experience. These kids are really why I'm up here tonight. And so I wanted to take a moment, about 45 minutes or so, to read all the names, because really it's about them. There's 800 of them, so give me some time. I'm just going to go through this. So Anna, Colby, Javier, Jaylet. No, I'm not going to go through all those. I just want to make sure you're paying attention. Make sure this speech was interesting. And if you're using your phone, if you use the raccoon filter, it'll be so much more interesting. So, yeah, thank you. So from my whole heart, and I mean it, for God letting me be here tonight, thank you. I thank Jody Beard for nominating me. This is all your fault. If you're out there, you've created this, and I'm so thankful and happy that you did. To all the teachers, the leadership, the law enforcement that supported this nomination, I appreciate you and thank you. Miss Douglas, the coolest, smartest librarian in the whole world, for her kind words and for her support. I really thank you for that as well. Tony Costa, who's my director, who's not here tonight, but he is a game changer. He is a blessing to this department, and I'm so glad he's part of the team. And to my principals, Miss Havel, Mr. Perez, Miss Lanham, always believing in me, always supporting the things, even when things weren't great, they were still there to make sure that, you know what, we're going to get through this together because we're Mustangs and this is what we do, and we did. And thank you, Miss Havel. Thank you, Miss Lanham. Mr. Crass, our new superintendent, glad you're on board too. You're awesome. Everybody in our row, I just want to appreciate you and say thank you. They're amazing. Stacy and company with the MCOE, she knows how to put a plan together. She knows how to organize something. This is incredible. The guys, Dylan and Nate, I think HBO called and they said they want you guys to do some specials. I'm just saying, pick up your phone when they call. It'd be great. But, and my family, Linda, I love you. I love my kids and my family. Thank you for just putting up with me on this incredible night, and I mean it. In close, to all the recipients of tonight's awards and to the recognition, you definitely deserve it. I love all y'all. Be kind to each other. Good night, and God bless.
Lance, don't leave. They've got a statue and some flowers for you. I don't think the teachers at McSwain ever have a problem with kids not being awake by the time they get to school, right? How many of you would like to have Lance drive you to work in the morning on that commute? Yeah. And if we can, why don't we give all of our employee honorees a big round of applause. And you can now return to your seats. Thank you again and congratulations. All right, so the next group that we have the privilege of acknowledging tonight are exceptional administrators in Merced County, and like the employees, we're going to meet them one by one. The first Excellence in Education Award honoree comes to us once again from the Atwater Elementary District. Kelly Pereira is the principal at Elmerwood Elementary. Kelly's vision of a typical day as a woodchuck. How many of you wish you were the woodchucks in elementary school? You all are saying it in your head, aren't you? How much wood could a woodchuck? Yeah, okay. On a typical day as a woodchuck, I brought it on myself, is that they see, feel, and hear the sounds of being truly loved in their home away from home. Kelly works hard and is present each morning to greet the students as they enter campus and to call each one of them by name. She says it's pretty easy to remember every student's name when you consider them part of your own family. And one way that Kelly brings the community onto campus is with one-on-one test chats. These test chats focus the students' attention to the upcoming accountability tests, and they show what they know while increasing their communication skills with adult mentors. Community members such as local dignitaries, law enforcement, firemen, current and retired educators, as well as athletic coaches from neighboring high schools donate their time for the event. Maybe some of you want to do that for next time. Each year, community members and staff look forward to that event. Let's congratulate again the leader of the Woodchucks, Kelly Pereira. Our next honoree comes from the Dos Palace-Ora Loma Joint Unified School District. Joanne Birdsall is the preschool director for the Dos Palace State Preschool. She believes that all children are entitled to a high-quality education, and preschool is the first experience families have with the school system, so she takes great pride in her profession and in her program. Joanne is a dedicated advocate for young children and also the educators who teach them. She's always informed of the foundational resources for early education and any new legislation affecting preschool, and she shares that knowledge with her staff and all the families. Joanne works to ensure that all Dos Palace children are allowed access to early education free of charge. She has advocated for and delivered needed resources and improvements to the facilities and campus of Dos Palace Preschool, enriching the experience and esteem of the entire community. Joanne believes that with her position as director comes the responsibility to be a voice for her students, the program, her district, and her community. She accepts it all with great pride, and we're proud of her. Congratulations, Joanne Birdsall. And now, I get to introduce Merced County's 2019 School Administrator of the Year. She comes to us from the Merced County Office of Education in the Educational Services Department. Merced County's Administrator of the Year is Stacy Shasky. Stacy is the coordinator for the Teacher Induction Program, and we're going to take a few minutes to get to know Stacy in a video of her very own as well, and then you'll get to hear from her in just a little bit. So take a look at the screen.
I have known Stacy for about 14 years. I was the principal at Fairmead Elementary, and she was my 5th grade teacher. When she was a teacher, she was passionate about the students and making sure that everything was done perfectly. And now, as the teacher induction coordinator at MCOE, Stacy shows passion in every aspect of that position as well.
One of the things that really comes out with her is that she's caring. She will go out of her way to help people, help students, help teachers.
Stacy, especially in the leadership position that she does here, for her it comes off not more like a job, but like it's her mission to provide a good program that's going to help new teachers stay in the profession and be the best that they can.
I run the teacher induction program, and we work with all new teachers
who have just received their preliminary teaching credential. So once you receive your credential, you have 2 years, and I run the program that helps train the mentors and supports the new teachers. And once they're done with my program, they've earned their clear credential. I think the program is really important because teaching is hard work, and it's very, very important work. And it's critical that we keep our teachers in the classroom. And so having a prepared mentor, having a trained person to come alongside them in that first year on their own helps to keep them in the classroom, which is ultimately really good for kids.
Stacy was chosen for Merced County's Administrator of the Year because she believes in administration and the power of administration. She knows the importance of being a true leader and role model, and she demonstrates that every day.
I think Stacy was probably chosen because of her dedication and her passion. She really thinks, our ultimate customer, our ultimate client is the student, and she's helping the teachers that serve those students. And she keeps that at the heart. I think it's that this work is important and that this work is difficult and that you don't always know your impact until long after you've made it. Now, having been in the career for over 20 years, I get to see the outcome of those kids that were in my classrooms, and I love to get to go to community events and I see them there with their children, and I see that they're really pillars of our community. And I think that in some way I had some little part in that. And so I think my advice to all of the new teachers that I work with is don't lose sight of what you get to do every day. Not everyone gets to change the world, and we do as teachers.
She always really has a really positive attitude. I always feel 100% support. Like I know if I email her about something, she's gonna get right back.
She is the one who will champion the teacher and benefit the students. And that's a rare quality to have in an administrator.
I love being with people, so this is a good job for me because that's what I get to do. I get to support people every day, all day, and I get to help them reach levels in their career that they're hoping to reach. So I love what I do.
So here she is, Merced County's Administrator of the Year in 2019, Stacy Shasky.
Wow, good evening. So I kind of speak for a living, but being here is a little harder than what I do in my conference room or my little workshop. So thank you so much. It's very humbling, and it's quite an honor to be selected as the Merced County Administrator of the Year. I'd like to thank Dr. Tejan, EECU, and the event staff for making this evening possible. I want to start out by thanking my husband and my 2 sons, Tristan and Spencer. They're what truly make it possible for me to be a good administrator. There are many nights and many Saturdays that I work, and that takes me away from my time with them. They never complain about the work that I do. They cook meals for us to eat together when I get home. They tell me about the details of their work day and their school day, and they make sure that I know about all the little things that are so important for a family to know to be connected. I cherish the car rides that we have in the morning and after school, and lunches and our morning chats before we get up and get going. I really believe that it takes that we take something away from every person that we interact with, and that we become who we are because of the people that we've worked with our whole lives. And so I want to thank my mom. My mom gave me the great gift of allowing me to grow up in a little country grocery store where I learned to talk to everyone. I also learned from my mom's model that kindness and compassion are never optional. My mother-in-law and the rest of my family for filling in with taxi service, kid watching, sporting events, dog feeding. My kids are so lucky to have you all in their lives. I want to thank my team at EECU. I just got a new job. I would like to thank my team at MCOE. There's no way that we could provide the services and the programs that we do and impact the teachers without the strong spirit and amazing commitment from these people. Gail and Heather, an administrator is only good as the people who support her. The fact that I'm standing here tonight really says a lot about you. I have the best job in the world. This is my dream job, and I'm so glad that I finally found it. Every day, I get to go to work and help prepare a new group of teachers who change the world for kids. Sometimes those kids are sweet and loving. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they learn things quickly and easily, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes parents are at the table to support that teacher in the work. Sometimes they're not. I see teachers celebrate when their students succeed and cry when the opposite happens. I get to read the reflections that these teachers write after they have done their best, put their blood, sweat, and tears into helping students grow, and they get to think about their part in that process. I get to see them learn and change and grow just as surely as those students in their classrooms do. I get to work with the mentors who stand beside the new teachers throughout the roller coaster that we call a school year. Those mentors cheer them on with their accomplishments, and they hug away the frustrations. The job of being an educator is not an easy one, but it's rewarding. We need more teachers in the world. So currently, enrollment is going down in teacher preparation programs across the entire country and the state of California. It's harder and harder to find people to do this work. We need our students to grow up and be teachers. We particularly need teachers who didn't have the easiest time as students. These are the people that know what it's like to struggle. They know what it's like to have to work harder than others, and they know what it's like to not fit in. These are the people who know that school is about encouragement, connection, growth, persistence. Those are the lessons that all truly great teachers share. Tonight, I have a challenge for you to help change this trend that we have in our country of declining enrollment in teacher preparation programs. Teachers, go back to your school and tell your kids that they can do this wonderful job that you do, that they have something inside of them that you think that they would be great sharing with the world as a teacher. The rest of you, tell someone a great story about a teacher that you know and probably love. All too often, we hear the bad things that are happening in education. It's on TV, it's in the newspapers. We need a public relations shift. We need people to go back and talk about the teachers that impacted your life in big and small ways and allowed you to become the person that you are today. Spread the good news about this profession. In closing, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to work at Merced County Office of Education, an organization whose motto is nurture, serve, and lead. They allow me every day to get up and nurture, serve, and lead my community, my family, and my new teachers. Thank you so much.
So Superintendent Steve Tejan and CEO Beth Dooley are presenting Stacy with her statue there and the flowers. They'll get a picture there in the middle. And that EECU just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? If you guys ever get sick of the Carr brothers, I think you have your new spokesperson here. Actually, I mean, her speech would be a great recruitment tool for teachers. I'm just saying. Let's just take the video and put it out there. It'll go viral. Congrats again to our Administrator of the Year in Merced County in 2019, Stacy Shasky. And let's give all our administrators a round of applause as they come back and join you. And one more fun fact that no one here would really care about except the person I'm going to mention. 30 years ago, Stacy's husband, Adam, was my next door neighbor in Los Banos. So, good to see Adam. It once again proves my theory that Los Banos is the center of the universe. So, just remind everybody else for me, it hasn't caught on yet. All right, the next group that we'd like to acknowledge tonight, of course, would be our exceptional teachers. So let's meet each of them one by one. The first Excellence in Education Award honoree comes to us from the Atwater Elementary School District. This alphabetical order thing, Atwater always leads off. Cindy Shannon is a first grade teacher at Mitchell Elementary. In Cindy's classroom, she wants her students to learn that they have to work hard and that they also have to be responsible. They learn to be kind and helpful to others. Her students know they will be held accountable, and most importantly, Cindy's students know that they are loved and supported. It's her goal that each student leaves the classroom every day feeling like the most special person in the room. Cindy's forever grateful for the knowledge she's gained from professional development, amazing coworkers, and all her supportive administrators. But she feels she actually has learned the most from her students. Cindy says her students have also taught her to be patient and flexible, but most importantly, her students have taught her to laugh and enjoy this ride they're all on together. Congratulations, Cindy Shannon. Once again, we're going to go next to the Dos Palace-Ora Loma Joint Unified School District. Leslie Antonetti is a social science teacher and the ASB advisor at Westside High School. In addition to direct instruction, Leslie also teaches in a unit recovery program. Her goal is to have students graduate or return to Dos Palace High School for completion, and of course to have a successful future. Leslie knows that with high school students, you need to teach them the skills to be successful. Every semester, she works with her students to set goals and make sure the students are on track to meet those goals. She's learned in her 30 years of teaching that students will not always come into class ready to learn, and that her plans may not always work. So it's important to be flexible and to teach by example and with respect. Leslie takes every opportunity to teach, even when it wasn't what she was planning on. Patience is crucial to do the job and to be the best teacher she can be for her students. Amen, and congratulations, Leslie Antonetti. So now we get to cruise up the 33 from Dos Palace to Gustine in the Gustine Unified School District. It's a beautiful drive, by the way. Barbara Azevedo is a special education teacher from Gustine High School. She's an outstanding teacher because she doesn't just teach her class, she's also involved in many other activities on campus. She serves as the Associate Student Body Advisor, Junior Class Advisor, and she also chaperones most of the dances and sporting events. Barbara enjoys teaching at the same school that she graduated from, and she wants students to feel that same pride in Gustine. She enjoys planning activities and hopes that they'll become involved in school, life, clubs, organizations, and activities where students can learn those lifelong skills and make new friendships. She tries to make it a point to get students involved by being involved herself. How about that? A message she would share with other teachers: don't just teach, get involved, join a committee, chaperone an event, be present, not just in the classroom, but also in the culture. Barbara believes true learning takes place when students are involved. They're happy and they feel like they belong to something. Congratulations, Barbara Azevedo. Our next honoree comes from the center of the universe. Now you know where that is. I gave you fair warning. The Los Banos Unified School District, Superintendent Mark Marshall. Can you stand up? Christine Cavedo Sorcy is a physical education teacher at Creekside Junior High School. How many of you PE was your favorite class? Be honest. All right. Well, Christine looks at PE as an important class in teaching many other skills to students. If a student is excited, nervous, or upset, Of course, it can hinder their performance and their interactions with their peers. These interactions are key to a student's self-confidence, and they can snowball in either a positive or a negative way. Christine can show them real-world examples by demonstrating through their daily interactions and through their competitions. She enjoys watching the students when they try something new with people they normally wouldn't talk to, and then proceed to work cooperatively with them. She listens to how students speak to each other and how they react to each other during stressful situations to determine the next steps in her lessons. This step outside of their comfort zone teaches them important, valuable life lessons and also how to connect and interact with people. Congratulations, Christine Quevedo-Sorci. So next, we have the Merced County Office of Education Early Education Department. Representing that department is Linda Kircher, Director of Head Start. Linda, can you stand up? Thank you. And our honoree is Janet Benziger, a master teacher. Currently assigned to the Delhi Head Start program. Janet believes that a child's first school experience is crucial to the entire educational career and that it really does lay a strong foundation for lifelong success. Her mission is to create experiences for children that contribute to the physical, social, emotional, and intellectual development of each child. She's always strived to create an environment that is developmentally appropriate, that is positive and also sensitive to the needs of all the children. Janet fosters positive experiences that contribute to her students, facilitating educational activities that allows them to freely express themselves in a safe and comfortable atmosphere. She believes that when children feel safe and secure, they can think a little more creatively, fostering not only academic skills, but also cooperation, communication, problem solving, and peaceful living. We can all use a little more than that, of that. Congratulations, Janet Benziger. So our next honoree is from the Merced County Office of Education Special Education Department. Cindy Heaton is the director representing that department. Cindy, thank you. Sarah Taves is a moderate to severe special education teacher from the Merced County Office of Education, assigned to the special education program at Joe Stefani Elementary School. Sarah also participates in mentoring new teachers. She was nominated by her supervisor because of her commitment to her students, to the parents, and to her colleagues. She works with 3rd through 5th grade students with severe disabilities, as well as with behavior challenges, who need a more structured environment to find success. Sarah has a calm, consistent demeanor with the students that they respond pretty well to. She puts her students first, and she works closely with their families. Sarah believes that teaching is a profession that requires dedication, that requires passion, and yes, it requires perseverance. Sarah feels that as a teacher, you're rewarded by celebrating big and small accomplishments throughout the school year and each and every day. And as a teacher, Sarah is excited to see her students grow, and she's rewarded by knowing that she was part of the process to help them become successful learners. Let's all congratulate again Sarah Taves. We're running out of chairs over there, aren't we? Here comes another one. From the Merced Union High School District, where the superintendent is Alan Peterson. Alan, can you stand up for us? Leah Smith is a science teacher at Buhack Colony High School. Leah's view on teaching is that teachers have a responsibility to guide their students into the 21st century and beyond. It's not just about the content that they teach, it's also about the life skills needed to succeed in the real world. So it's important that students leave school ready to be future leaders and to be critical thinkers. Leah also wants them to be able to collaborate as a team, but at the same time have the ability to problem solve and find a solution on their own. She also knows they need to be ready to impact their community as positive role models for future generations. Leah believes that she's a successful teacher because she incorporates these skills into her content, and in the end, she's rewarded with high-quality work from her students. One of her biggest rewards, she says, is to watch her students grow and develop those life skills. Congratulations, Leah Smith. So we have just met, if you count over there, 7 individuals, 7 wonderful ladies who possess tremendous talent, skills, and gifts that teachers in our county share each day with students. Our district honorees indeed exemplify excellence in education, and they represent the high level of quality educators we have in Merced County. And now, the final video of the evening introduces Merced County's 2019 Teacher of the Year. If you'd like to stay seated and watch the video from there, feel free. The last 2 had to watch and crane their necks up here. So our Teacher of the Year for 2019 comes to us from the Weaver Union School District. Rose Belina Ward is a 4th grade teacher at Farmdale Elementary School. So let's get to know her through this video.
I think Rose was chosen for Teacher of the Year because she is an excellent teacher. She has this ability to connect with her students. They have a desire to work hard for her.
Rose connects to her student by always being there for them, always believing that they can be the best student that they can be. She sacrifices every free moment to help close all of their learning gaps.
Rose was chosen to be Teacher of the Year because she embodies everything that a teacher should be. She teaches students based upon what students are naturally good at and also the philosophy that all students can learn and helping them find the joy in school.
What I like most about being a teacher is that I'm given the opportunity to teach young minds who are curious, full of potential. It's a big responsibility and it gives me a sense of purpose. And to me, it's the most fulfilling job anyone could ever have. My teaching philosophy is that one, as a teacher, must always care for students as soon as they walk in that door. And therefore, we must help them and encourage them to be the best that they can be each and every day.
She is humble, she's kind, she is the sweetest person I know. She's so passionate about what she does.
One of the things that Rose has been really involved in at our school is PBIS. She's been with the school since we first started. So all this change in the school culture here, she's been with it from the very beginning.
Rose helps students by advocating for them outside of the classroom, in the classroom, on the playground. She teaches them how to have a voice.
I also run an after-school tutoring program for students that need more support in reading and math. In addition to that, my classroom also participates in our community school garden, and I love that because it gives them a chance to feel what it's like to plant, harvest, hands-on. What does it take to maintain a garden?
Rose has all those qualities we would want in a teacher for our own children. If I had a child here, she would be my choice as a teacher.
One word I would use to describe Rose Ward is inspirational. You know, many of us joke that when we grow up, we want to be just like Rose Ward. So she is very special to all of us here at Farmdale.
Rose believes in other teachers and that teachers can come together and change the culture of a school. I'm pretty sure that she was put on the planet for her students. She'll change a kid's life.
So please welcome Merced County's 2019 Teacher of the Year from Farmdale Elementary, Rose Belina Ward.
evening. Thank you so much for this special recognition. I'd like to thank the Excellence in Education Committee for taking their time to review all of the honorees' submissions. Thank you to my administrators and Mrs. Kathy Moser for nominating me. Thank you to my academic coach, Gloria Vu, for always providing the resources I need to further help my students. Thank you to my 4th grade team, Fox family, and district, because together we make great things happen for our students. Thank you to my ELD coordinator, Melba Weber, for your support with our English learners. Also to Mrs. Brenda Jones for your support for students who need more of our attention. Thank you to all the parents who have worked together with me, to my family, husband and daughters, for always being supportive of my job and who encourage me to be the best every day. Most importantly, I'm thankful for the endless blessings I receive as a teacher. Did I mention I have the best job in the world? My profession gives me a sense of purpose, the passion to learn, and a great responsibility knowing that I am given the opportunity to teach our future. I have the privilege of teaching many young minds who are eager, curious, and full of potential. It is the most fulfilling job anyone could ever have. Teaching young children is an important work. It keeps my brain and ideas fresh. It keeps me healthy in the sense that I'm constantly seeking new challenges and ideas. Being a teacher helps me maintain my desire to learn and continue to develop my craft. The learning never stops. However, teaching also keeps me humble and grounded. My lessons are not always perfect, and these mistakes are what helps me continue to grow as a teacher.
Being a teacher is the most gratifying job. Teaching provides the gift in which former students come back to thank you for what you did for them. The visits of former students are priceless moments. I've had students return to thank me for believing in them and not giving up. This builds my self-confidence and encourages me to keep doing the best that I can every day, because my goal is to have more former students remember that I cared and I did my best to help them succeed, whether it was improving academically or by making better choices. As I continue to reflect on why teaching is the most important job, I also think about what makes me a great teacher. I care deeply for all my students with complete disregard of their family and their ability and background. As my students enter our classroom, they are all treated equally. We are a classroom family and a team in which all our learning begins with the signing of our class pledge. We promise to follow the golden rule. We will treat others the way we want to be treated. I care about every child that enters into my classroom. I am interested in my students' feelings, family dynamics, and personal experiences. As a teacher that cares, I also find different ways to advocate for the needs of my students. Additionally, I reward students anytime I see something great happen, whether it's a nice friendly gesture from student to student, an improvement in participation, behavior, and yes, also a test score. My teaching also requires continuous encouragement. We are our students' #1 fan, and therefore we must motivate and support our students. C-A-R-E, I care, I advocate, I reward, and I encourage students every day. In addition to caring for my students, I also have high expectations. Coming from a migrant family of parents who didn't complete middle school in their home country, growing up in a household where substance and physical abuse was the norm, and being an English learner, I know great things can happen if you put in the work, regardless of one's upbringing. I didn't want that to define who I am today, but it does. It's what inspires me to teach my students life lessons that include success and, yes, even failure. I get the privilege to guide them through each stage of their learning. I encourage them to embrace the idea that anything is possible if they try. I also get to witness daily light bulb moments when students understand and master a skill. Those are the moments I look forward to every day. And although I don't seek the spotlight to be recognized for my passion to teach, I am here today, and I accept the special award with open arms. There is no doubt I have the best and most rewarding job in the world. Thank you.
Have you all noticed how many times tonight we've heard get to as opposed to have to? We have some folks who really see educating our students as a privilege, and we're so privileged to have all of them. Could we have all the teachers stand again and give them another round of applause? Hashtag superintendent selfie. Now, we also have several elected officials or the representatives of those elected officials here this evening to present certificates to our employees, administrators, and teachers. So we'd like to invite all of those dignitaries up at this time. Also, the employees and administrator honorees, if you can come back on stage, and they will hand out your certificates. You can go over that way and we'll form a line here. And thank you all for being here tonight. I hope it was as valuable to you as I know it was for me. You guys can come up here. Yeah. So if you guys want to form a line, they're going to hand out your certificates to you. And each representative has a certificate for each honoree, so you can just make your way through the line and pick them all up. I don't know about you all, but I've heard a lot of things tonight that reminded me of what's important, that reminded me of what great people we have in Merced County and here in our valley, that they are willing to invest in others and put others first. That was a recurring theme, I think, through all of those speeches that we heard tonight and also the videos. And if you enjoyed that video, and if it was someone you know who was honored by one of them, stay tuned on social media, because the county office will post those videos and you'll have the chance to share them. And just think about the impact that can have on other teachers. And I know we have a lot of teachers and administrators and school employees in the room, that not every night is like tonight. Not every night you're getting the pat on the back, or you're receiving that encouragement and all four parts of that CARE acronym that Rose talked about. So maybe sharing one of those videos with a person who's in that profession might give them the encouragement they need, and maybe they'll be the ones who are up here on this stage a year from now. You can clap for him again, sure. Where do we get on the bus, Lance? Did you park it outside? Okay. That'd be a fun ride home. One thing I also want to remind you before I turn it back over to Beth and Steve is that we want to treat you all to dessert. Right afterwards, out in the foyer, there will be dessert catered by our friends at Bella Luna Catering. So if you guys have ever been there, you know how good that's going to be. And just enjoy this beautiful theater we're in and some of the great people who you've heard from here tonight. And with that, I'm going to stop talking. I know you guys have had enough of me, but I want to say on behalf of everyone who's been up here tonight, thank you to all of you who are in education. Who among us would be where we are without the people who poured into our lives in those school years? And you have that opportunity each and every day. So thank you for taking that get-to approach and not the have-to approach. And thank you for what you do on a daily basis. I'll bring back up Beth Dooley from ECU and Steve Tejan, your superintendent.
Well, thanks to everyone here this evening, and I'd really like to thank Paul for being our MC. I think Paul does a fabulous job. And again, I'd like to thank the superintendent and his staff. You could see the evening they put on. I think they do a fabulous job, so let's thank them again as well. And perhaps most importantly, I'd really like to congratulate again all of the outstanding administrators, school employees, and teachers who are honored here this evening. We've experienced an amazing evening seeing all the terrific things they do for their students each and every day. And I'd just like to congratulate all of them again and thank them for all the work they put in on a regular basis. So thanks so much. Congratulations to all of you, and have a lovely evening.
I learned long ago, don't stand between a crowd and dessert. So I'll make it very, very quick. I want to thank again for their financial support. This would not be possible without EECU and what they do to support educators across the county and across the valley. So Beth and your staff, thank you so much. You know, it's really truly a testimony to the hard work that so many of you do every day, not only the honorees, but those of you who came tonight to support our honorees, those of you in families that support all the educational professionals, classified staff, administrators that work so hard every day for kids. Thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Enjoy dessert.